What's up, guys? You good? Yeah, alright. I am here with a contest entry for the Omaha Introvert. She hit 500 subscribers. Hannah, congratulations. I talked to Hannah, me and Hannah, sorry, me and Hannah talked back and forth quite a bit, so we've got to know each other a little bit better from our collections and our videos and whatnot. But you know, and I've been a huge supporter of her channel since the very beginning, almost, so, or at least since she started uploading videos, and Naz Nomad gave her a shout out. But that's enough of that. Hannah, once again, congratulations on 500 subs. I give you shout outs all the time, so I don't know if that helped in any way given my subscriber count compared to yours, but hey, let's forget about that and let's get on with your contest. Hannah has 4 questions, I guess, about vinyl, and then a bonus question, which I'll explain later how I've tackled that one. So, the first question is, where are you from? So, for this you can answer city, state, country, whatever. I am from the southeast of England. Now, my hometown, on a sunny day, you can see the coast of France from my hometown. So it's not too far from France. It's actually quite a nice area. If you're visiting, but if you live there, maybe you'll think differently. But yeah, no, it can be a nice place. Can be nice to look out at the sea and just see France. But yeah, I live in the southeast of England. I don't want to be any more specific than that, though. Sorry, Hannah. And question 2: what is the best sounding album you own on vinyl? And if you don't collect vinyl, just what album sounds best out of your speakers? Now, normally that's not an area I tend to focus on, but there's one album. When I saw this question, there was one album I immediately thought of, and I've shown this album. I think I've already shown this album on my channel a couple of times, but this is very specifically the Mobile Fidelity SoundLab pressing of Stevie Wonder's Talking Book. This is an incredible sounding pressing of this album. Really, really beautiful copy. Really sounds, I think any MoFi pressings will sound incredible. So, and this is the only one I have, so this is the only one I can show. But it is my favourite Stevie Wonder album, so of course I had to make sure this was the one I got a MoFi pressing of. And that, to me, that is one of the best albums I have, or one of the best sounding albums I have on vinyl. Sorry that I can't show anything else. Like I said, it's not really something I tend to focus on. I focus more on the musical aspect and the production that goes into an album, more so than the vinyl pressing. So, question 3, what decade or era of music is your least favourite and why? Like in the past, I've always thought it was 60s. But, looking through my collection, I have a bit more 60s than I thought I would ever have. So, I can't really say 60s. Instead, I'm going to say early 2000s, like 2000 up to about 2009, and I think it's mainly just because it's the genre I know least about, or the time period I know least about. So, well, that in 90s, but I know a little bit more about the 90s than I do the 2000s, so I know it's not a very good reason, but that is my honest to God reason why I don't really like the early 2000s that much. Even though I grew up in the early 2000s, I don't really know too much about music from about 2000 up to about 2009, so can't really help you out. Can't really say anything there. Question 4 is, what 5 psych albums do you recommend that you think I should check out? When she says I, she means, of course, her. But because I don't listen to psych, I have to do the follow-up question. If you're not into psych music, what are your 5 favorite albums? And this can be just your 5 favorite albums, or 5 albums from a genre you love, or whatever. I do have psych albums, but I don't think I have 5 that I could recommend to you, Hannah. I'm so sorry. So I've gone with 5 albums from one of my favourite genres, and at the moment, that looks like it could be modern indie rock music. Now, when I say modern, I mean from like 2010 to now. So here are 5 modern indie rock albums that I love, and in particular, everyone knows this one already by now, how much I love this album. It's AM by Arctic Monkeys. Love this album. A lot of people, I think a lot of people look down on this album. A lot of serious collectors look down on this album because they had one really big song off this album, and then they kind of made all the songs sound the same. But if you really listen intently and you love this album, you can really hear how different every single song is. So I had to go with that one, just because it's one of my all-time favourite albums. Night Visions by Imagine Dragons. There are so many good songs on this album, it's unreal. Radioactive, Demons, On Top of the World, Amsterdam, Underdog, Bleeding Out. Yeah, every single song on this album is just fantastic, so I love it. So that's why I had to pick that one. So good. Next up is Beach House with their album Depression Cherry. Yes, this album can be considered a bit more dream poppy, but they kind of fall under that indie rock genre as well. So I really love this album in particular because they've done like an homage to the Bee Gees' Odessa, where they've given it a velvet carpet sort of finish on the album cover, and I really love that, so that's why I had to pick that one up. Really good stuff there. An album I showed off in my last video, and an album I have been loving. This is A Fever Dream by Everything Everything. Could be considered... Yeah. Would help if I could speak English, wouldn't it? That'd be great. Yeah. This could be considered indie rock. It can also be considered like art pop, art rock, I guess. But I would consider it more indie rock in that sort of vein, as it is a very, very similar... this album in particular is a very similar style to this band here, which is why I think my friend Cookie recommended them to me, but hey, there it is. Everything, Everything, A Fever Dream. Love that album, and that's actually the most recent thing you'll see in this video, because that's a 2017 release. And the final indie rock album, of course, indie rock legends, I would say, Arcade Fire, The Suburbs, my favourite Arcade Fire album. So of course I've got to mention this. Really, really good album, very solid album, and love it from start to finish. Okay, now, the bonus question. The bonus question for, well, it's a bonus question for an extra entry. I'm gonna attempt to enter it, but Hannah, if you don't want to count it, then by all means, please, I won't be offended if you don't want to count it as an extra entry. It's basically to show an album cover with a cat on the front or back cover. Now, I was looking through my collection and I didn't see anything really with a cat on it, but I had to, so I dug a bit deeper and was looking for things that are inside the cat family, as per se. And I found this. A Day of the Races by Queen, which has 2 lions on it, on the front cover, and 2 lions on the back cover. That is the closest thing I had. It was this or A Night at the Opera were the 2 closest things I had to having any sort of cat or cat relate or cat family on them. So Hannah, I get if you don't want to count that entry, then by all means be my guest, but that is the closest I could get, so I get it. But that is my contest entry for Hannah at the Omaha Introverts 500 subscribers contest. Congratulations again on hitting 500 subscribers, and I hope you And of course, here's to many more. So again, I'm very happy to support the channel, and if you guys don't know Hanna already, which you should because I talk about her all the time on my channel, I'll leave a link to her channel in the description box below, as well as, I'll just leave a link to her channel in the description box below. You guys can check her out. And with that, I'm checking out. Peace.